Welcome to Accepting Life, where we help you navigate the world of wealth and status. Approaching someone you find interesting can be both exciting and nerve-wracking. Whether it's in a social setting or a professional environment, introducing yourself to someone new requires some degree of courage and social skills. While it may seem like a simple task, there are certain approaches that can increase the likelihood of success and make a lasting impression. In this guide, we will provide you with some helpful tips and strategies for introducing yourself to someone you find interesting. From body language to conversation starters, we've got you covered. So, let's dive in and learn how to make a positive and memorable introduction. Starting a conversation with someone you find intriguing can be nerve-wracking. One question that often arises is how much first impressions matter. The truth is, first impressions can leave a lasting impact on people's perception of you, so it's important to make a good one. If you're hoping to interact with someone you admire or find interesting, you'll want to put your best foot forward. But how do you introduce yourself effectively? If you're looking to improve your social skills and build meaningful relationships, then this video is for you. At Accepting Life, we strive to provide tips and strategies to help you succeed in various aspects of life, including social interactions. In this video, we will explore the best ways to introduce yourself to someone you find interesting. To start, it's important to spark the conversation with a warm greeting. Your vibe matters a lot, so besides making sure your appearance is on point, you also want to ensure your tone is warm and inviting. You don't want to make the other person feel anxious or uncomfortable. A warm greeting will help set a relaxed and familiar tone and show that you're there with good intentions in mind. The philosophy behind this approach is simple. By demonstrating that you're approachable and interested in getting to know the other person, you'll make a positive impression and increase the likelihood of continuing the conversation. It's also important to keep the introduction short and let the person know immediately what drove you there in the first place. So grab a drink, open up your notebook, and let's dive into how to introduce yourself to someone you find interesting. When we sense that someone is being insincere, our brains become cautious and start looking for potential threats. This is why it's crucial to be genuine and authentic when introducing yourself to someone you find interesting. Building trust from the beginning of the interaction is key to establishing a positive relationship. Another important aspect to consider is the context of the introduction. Timing plays a crucial role in how receptive the other person will be to your introduction. Make sure that the person is not short on time or already engaged in another conversation. It's essential to pick your timing and approach the person when they are open and available to interact. Additionally, pay attention to the nonverbal cues of the other person. Are they open and engaged, or do they seem closed off and disinterested? If someone seems disinterested, it may not be the right time to introduce yourself. On the other hand, if the person seems receptive, try to keep the conversation going by asking open-ended questions and actively listening to their responses. Introducing yourself to someone you find intriguing can be nerve-wracking, but it doesn't have to be. By following a few simple tips, such as using the person's name, being genuine, and paying attention to timing and nonverbal cues, you can create a positive first impression and establish a meaningful connection with someone new. Social interactions are complex and mastering them can be challenging, but understanding your own biology can be a crucial aspect of improving your social skills. When we sense that someone is being genuine, our brain's threat response system is disengaged, and a sense of trust and connection is created. It is important to be confident when trying to create a strong bond with someone and make a good first impression. However, it's essential to strike a balance and not come across as arrogant. Confidence is processed by the brain as a sign that you're capable and trustworthy. When we feel confident, we tend to speak more assertively, make eye contact, and posture ourselves properly, which can create a sense of presence and make us more likable. Moreover, confidence can also make us more resilient and less reactive to stress, which can create a sense of stability and reliability. If you want to improve your social skills, we suggest reading books such as The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Understanding social dynamics and human behavior can help you gain more confidence and become better at navigating social situations. However, it's crucial to be genuine and not try to impress others by pretending to be someone you're not. People can usually tell when someone is being insincere, especially if they are of high value. Therefore, try to be as authentic and genuine as possible when introducing yourself and building rapport with someone. Understanding your own biology and the psychology behind social interactions can help you improve your social skills and become more confident. Confidence is a crucial aspect of making a good first impression, but it's essential to strike a balance and not come across as arrogant. Being genuine and authentic is also important, as people can usually tell when someone is being insincere. By applying these tips and tricks, you can improve your social skills and build meaningful relationships with others. Interpersonal communication is an art that requires careful observation and a willingness to adapt to different situations and cultural backgrounds. One important aspect of building strong relationships with others is understanding the power of social proof. As humans, we are wired to seek out the opinions and behaviors of others when making decisions and forming impressions of people we meet. This is why it is important to surround ourselves with confident, respected individuals who can vouch for us and help us make valuable connections. If you are someone who struggles with confidence or networking, asking a mutual connection to introduce you to someone new can be a great way to break the ice and establish common ground. By leveraging your shared interests and highlighting what you have in common, you can create a sense of rapport and build trust with the other person. It is also important to be mindful of cultural differences in communication styles and physical contact. A warm handshake may be appropriate in some cultures, but it could be seen as inappropriate or disrespectful in others. In addition to these tips, it is important to remember that building strong relationships takes time and effort. It is not enough to simply make a good first impression and then move on to the next person. To truly establish a meaningful connection with someone, you must invest time and energy into getting to know them as a person and showing genuine interest in their thoughts and feelings. This may mean following up with them after your initial meeting, inviting them to lunch or coffee, or finding ways to collaborate on projects or shared interests. By following these tips and taking a proactive approach to building relationships, you can become more confident and effective in your social interactions, whether you are networking for business or simply making new friends. Remember to be yourself, stay authentic, and always show respect and consideration for others, and you will be well on your way to creating a rich and fulfilling social life. Psychology teaches us that physical touch is a powerful tool in building rapport and establishing a strong bond with someone. Research has shown that touch can have a significant impact on our emotions, behavior, and attitudes towards others. In fact, a simple touch can release oxytocin, a hormone known as the love hormone, which can create a sense of closeness and trust between people. If you feel comfortable with someone, offering them a hug or handshake can be a great way to strengthen your connection. However, it's important to be mindful of cultural differences and social norms when it comes to physical touch. Observing how others are greeting each other in the room or following the lead of the person you are interacting with can be a good starting point. Another effective way to break the ice and create a positive first impression is to offer a genuine compliment. People love to be appreciated and recognized for their accomplishments, and a sincere compliment can go a long way in establishing a connection. However, it's crucial to ensure that the compliment is appropriate and not too intimate or personal, as this could make the other person feel uncomfortable. To make the interaction more natural, it's a good idea to balance the compliment with a question or another statement. This can help to keep the conversation flowing and avoid any awkward silences. It's also important to avoid offering physical compliments and instead focus on something immaterial that the other person has achieved, such as their intelligence or creativity. Building a strong connection with someone is all about establishing trust, rapport, and mutual respect. By using these tips and being mindful of cultural differences and social norms, you can create a positive and meaningful interaction with anyone you meet. Introducing yourself to someone can be a nerve-wracking experience, but following some simple tips can make it much easier. One of the most important things to keep in mind is to filter out any potential shallowness from the interaction. Be polite and genuine, and make sure to ask meaningful questions. By establishing a sense of dialogue, you can facilitate a discussion that will help you get to know the other person better. Asking the other person about themselves is a simple but important rule of thumb. Most successful people love to talk about themselves and their accomplishments, so by asking them questions, you can build a connection and find common ground. Use this opportunity to highlight your own achievements and interests as well, as it will help you stand out and show that you have something valuable to offer. It's important to be aware that some people might be hesitant to let you into their circle, but that's okay. In a world where time is money, people are selective about who they invest their time in. By developing your own personal method of introducing yourself, you can ensure that you come across as confident and genuine. Take some time to identify your vibe and who you are as a person, and use that to guide your interactions with others. Introducing yourself to someone can be a great way to build connections and expand your network. By following these tips and being true to yourself, you can make a positive first impression and set the stage for a long-lasting relationship. So, what's your personal way of introducing yourself? Drop your answer in the comments below, as we're definitely curious to hear. Introducing yourself to someone you find interesting can be nerve-wracking, but with the right approach, it can be a great opportunity to form new connections and expand your social circle. Remember to be confident, polite, and genuine when introducing yourself, and to follow the social cues of the situation. Offering a compliment or asking meaningful questions can be a great way to break the ice and start a conversation. Keep in mind that successful people love talking about themselves, so use this to your advantage to facilitate a discussion and showcase your own accomplishments. Lastly, it's important to develop your own personal style of introducing yourself that reflects who you are as a person. With these tips in mind, you can confidently approach someone you find interesting and make a lasting impression. We'll see you back here again. Thank you for watching this video Accepting Life. If you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community.